Hello everyone, Miguel here from Unique Web Designer, and welcome to episode number 23 of Boost Your Business. And in this series, it's all about increasing conversion, so conversion rate optimizations. And what I do is I choose service-based business websites at random. I go over them live and show you the things that I would change on those websites in order to increase their conversions. The goal of the series is that by you going live over these websites with me, you can find things that you can upgrade on your website as well and increase your conversions and thus put more money in your pocket. So without further ado, I already have a search for us. Let me put myself over here. And I did dance instructor in Fort Lauderdale. So we'll go ahead and choose the very first sample. And I'm choosing the first sample on this time because I know this isn't a franchise or anything. So um, let's see what they have going on. And if you see their Google business profile is pretty nice. It has 16 total reviews and they're all 5 stars, so that's good. I'm pretty sure that this business could do a lot better because if it's a if they're doing dance lessons, they're probably dealing with probably 50, 100, or thousands of people over the time that they've been open. So they should be focusing on getting more reviews on Google so that their profile ranks a lot better. Right now, obviously, it's doing good when it comes to dance instructor for Lauderdale, but they could probably be ranking a lot better and getting more traffic to their website for a lot of different keywords if they had more reviews. So let's head on over to their website and see what they have going on. Let me just shrink this so I'm not in the way. Okay, so simply dancing and art. So the logo, I actually like the logo because even if I just saw this, it's nothing fancy or anything, but it tells me simply dancing and art. So I'm expecting a something to deal with dance. And that's what I think every logo should focus on. It's basically telling people right away what your company is about, even if they have no other interaction with your company. If they see your logo, they should kind of get an idea of what the company behind that logo does. And so the logo I really like: directions, summer camp, packages, schedule events, contact us, and then their social media. So the one thing that I don't see anywhere on here is a phone number. That's the very first thing I would add to the top. And I would definitely make it bold, like make it pop. Like everything on their menu right now is the same, so nothing stands out. Maybe you could say that these buttons over here stand out, but they're just social media buttons. They're important, but they're not that important when it comes to actually converting someone that arrives at your website. Like nobody's going to convert because you're showing a social media icon. Um, so I'm assuming they work properly. So let's see, Instagram. Okay, so yes, so it's working for sure. So basically, up here, I'm just adding the phone number to make sure that people can reach them right away. And another thing, I would probably have kind of like they have a schedule here. Let me see. So that just takes me right back. Oh, here we go. So the schedule. Okay, so one thing that I will probably also add at the top. So if I remove this, I'll have this space to work with. So I'm gonna definitely add the phone number, and I could add on here a button that's like book a consultation, or something to entice a potential customer that's arriving at the website for the first time to contact us. So it could be a free consultation, or it could be a free class, or something like book now to receive a free class, or something that's going to entice that person to contact you so that you can sell them your service. And so here, simply dancing and art, I'm removing this because this is just waste of space. Above the fold, we already have their logo, so I already know who they are. I don't need to know who they are once again right here. So this information here, right here, let me see. So this information here is just wasted space because it's just saying simply dancing and art. So it's not letting anyone um, think about what they need to do next. It's just repeating the name of their business. And right here, place of dance, music, and art for everyone, for children and adults. So this is good. The one thing that I would do, I would just add maybe a form over here instead of this, where people can put in their information and then submit the form. So that's like adding a call to action. In other words, hey, if you arrive at my website, this is what I want you to do next. Hey, fill out my form and we'll get back to you with the options that we have for you. Or, something that gets that person started on your sales funnel. So instead of just having, your name, which literally does nothing because they already know your name, add a form or add some more text in here explaining, maybe like right here it says place of dance, but you could mention what types of dance. Like, is it ballroom dancing? Is it salsa? Is it merengue, bachata? Is it hip hop? Is it zumba? If it's a bunch of different types of dances, then you could mention like maybe your most popular dances on here. And so let's just keep moving down. Now the background image, I really like it because it's their, I'm assuming this is their what would you call it? Their showroom, like their ballroom or their salon where they teach the classes or whatnot. And you can see it because they have their logo here, their emblem. So it's definitely nice, and it looks kind of like high end, not something that just opened yesterday kind of thing. So it's very nice. That I like very much. So welcome to Simply Dancing and Art. And then they have a lot of text information. Okay, now so having a lot of text describing what you do, how you do it and everything, this is always good. So this is good right here. Now the one thing that I would recommend is to better convert is don't have so much text without something breaking it up. So right here it's just like if you were going to start reading a book. Like it's just text, 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 text everywhere. There's not an image, there's not a break, there's nothing. So most likely people are just going to scan through this and not actually pay too much attention to what the information that's being presented. So, but if they had some kind of images or just interactive features, it's going to grab that person's attention. And even though they may still just scan it, they'll be like, "Oh, this looks nice," and they'll want to continue reading farther down. Whereas now they may just be like, "Oh, this is too much for me," and move on. So always keep that in mind. If you're gonna have a large block of text, have something that separates, something that's interactive, something that breaks the text up into smaller chunks, because people are able to understand and visualize and kind of like pay more attention to something that's smaller blocks of text. Smaller blocks of text, people are like, okay, okay, okay. So they can scroll, they can go up and down and whatnot. They can literally just scan through it. Whereas here, since it's so much text, it's kind of like, what do I do? Okay, I know I start from left to right and I start reading, but I don't want to read all of this. But if it was interactive, they may actually read all of it. So keep that in mind, and that'll help you also keep people more engaged on your website, which Google likes. So the more time that people spend on your website, the more Google will reward you. So you're gonna have better rankings. You're going to be moving up the rankings if you don't have any rankings, if Google sees that every time someone clicks over to your website, they're staying on there longer than the average time on a similar website. So right here, dance lessons for everyone. So I'm assuming these are the owners or the instructors. So this right here is actually very good. Like if you're providing a service, always make sure that you have an image of yourself, your team members, or just anything that's related to your service. In other words, so that you can make that one-on-one connection. Like right now, if let's say this was the instructor or this was the owner, and I call this business, and she answered, say, and she said, "Oh, I'm so and so, da 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 da," and I know that it's the person that I've seen on the website. Then I'm kind of like feeling more like, "Oh, okay, I don't know her, but I will feel more comfortable," and that's why you want to provide that kind of information if you're running a service-based business. Just put some images of yourself, your team members, the work that you do, and that kind of stuff on there so that people can actually get attached to you, your brand, and what you guys do. So this is definitely very good. Step into rhythm at Simply Dancing, where we offer dance classes for everyone. Discover a world of movement. Now, the one thing that I've noticed, obviously, I didn't read all of this, but I still don't know the exact type of dancing school that this is. So maybe if I went, let me see, we cater to all ages. In addition to regular classes, we also offer special events. Join us for exhilarating dance classes, rhythm. Okay, so right here they mention variety of styles from Latin to ballroom, social, wedding dances to Zumba. Okay, so they provide a bunch of different services, but check this out. The only way that you're gonna know what types of dance classes they provide is either by contacting them, with which they haven't made it too easy because they haven't shown us a phone number, they don't have a chat, they don't have a form, or you would have need to come down here and actually read this right here. So in other words, it's they're not making it easy. Like if I'm just looking for ballroom dancing and I type that in Google and I come to this website and I don't see ballroom dancing anywhere, I'm probably just gonna think, oh, they don't do ballroom dancing. And yes, it's there, but if I don't read this specific paragraph, then I'm just gonna miss it. And I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna be like, okay, they don't provide ballroom dancing. They do other types of dance classes. So just keep that in mind whenever you're to put forth what it is that you do, the services that you provide, and make it obvious so that people don't have to like look around for it. Now, yes, you gotta have some supporting facts and some supporting information about your services. So you're gonna have text all over your website, but make sure that it's easily available, easily seen, and easy to interpret it. So let's go keep going down. Now here they do have a book a time. So let's see what happens if I hit this. So it takes me Simply Dancing. This is their profile. Here they only have one review. No. And book now. So basically their first call to action, as you can see, is literally halfway down the page. So you have to go the above the fold, which is where you definitely want to have your call to action. Above the fold just means anything that I can see when I arrive at the website. So on any screen, any information that you can see, that's above the fold. Then right here you have another section, and this is on the in the third section they have their first call to action. That's a big no-no. You gotta have calls to action at the top and literally sprinkled out throughout your homepage so that people always know what you want them to do. And right here, directions, directions, but there's nothing for directions. So I'm assuming this is just wrong labeling because it says direction, but it's not. There's no directions. Unless they're talking about like giving direction to people, which they have images where they're doing stuff um, with their students. So now this here is very good. So they actually showing some of the stuff that they've done, or that yeah, that they've done in the past, the classes and so on. So this is very good right here because people can see, oh, this is what they do for kids, this is what they do, so wedding dance and so on. And if you have sections like this in your website, make sure that they're not to use stock images. I know I have nothing against stock images, but it's just better when you present your brand. When you present your brand, people connect with you, and that's what you want to do. That's what having a website is for. It's for people to connect with your brand so that they're more willing to call you or contact you or email you so that you can provide you their service, or at least have the chance to sell your services to that person. So this is definitely very good. And then here, schedule and lessons. So explore our diverse class schedule and simply dancing, simply dancing. Da, 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 da. Okay, so you see like this here, they have an image over here, and then they have a lot of text. Now, other sparkles in the background, they may look nice, but it makes it hard for people to be able to read the content. So if somebody came in here and they were trying to actually skim through this, or actually read it, they would have a hard time because of all the stuff that's going on in the background. These are features that are definitely nice, but they're not needed for the most part on most websites. Now, if you're like a design studio or an architect, somebody that has to show off your style, and um, that kind of art, then yes, it's very good. But in here, you actually don't want to take away from your text the information that you want people to read. So I would not have all these things going at the same time because it makes it harder for people to actually read this. And once again, this is a lot of text and there's nothing breaking it up. It's not as bad as the other at the top, but it's still a lot of text. Now, the fact that it has the image over here is much nicer, but one way to make it easier, it's like, let's say if they had the title, it's fine, but then I would like have the image in between, like say put it here, and that's gonna break up all that text. It's gonna kind of, okay, we have two paragraphs here and then two paragraphs down below. Or you can just add a break of some sort, just to make it easier for people to read. And another thing, I believe this is another kind of like mislabeling, because it says schedule and lessons, but I don't see anything about a schedule or a lesson. So if you're gonna title something schedule and lessons, then show like a calendar, or like show something that's visual, like people, oh, the schedule. Okay, what's the schedule? Show me an image of a calendar where you have your classes, your lessons, or whatnot. Right here, you're titling the section schedule, but you have just a bunch of text. So also, that's another thing to keep in mind. Like if in your different sections, whatever it is that you're implying with the title, make sure that you stamp it with the information below. So if you're gonna say, let's say services, make sure that you have a list of your services, and then you can just have a little description and then like a button where they can go learn more about that service. If you're gonna have something like this, a schedule, well, show me a calendar, show me a schedule, show me something that tells me, okay, this is the schedule, because that's what you already told me that I should expect right below that. And let's keep going down. So we have a gallery. This is definitely very nice. So they have images, videos. This part is awesome. This one I would have actually displayed it farther up, because this would definitely help make that connection between that potential client that just arrived at your website that knows nothing about your business and your branding. If I saw a bunch of this stuff closer to the top, I would have already felt much better about this site. And let's go ahead and keep going down. So reviews, this is also good. They're pulling the reviews from Google. That's one thing that I always recommend. Like, there's a lot of companies that they'll put the reviews as just like text with a name. And when you do that, a lot of people may think, oh, he just made that up, or it's not verifiable. But right here, you can clearly see these reviews are coming from Google. So if you click on this person, it's gonna take you to their profile in Google. In other words, you can verify as a person that has nothing to do with this business. You come to this website, you look at the reviews, and you're like, oh, so and so left a review, and you click on it if you're curious or you want to do a little more research, and you can actually verify, oh, this is a real person. This is a vetted review from Google, and there's an image. Like, some of them won't have an image, some of them will, because they're being pulled from that person's Google profile. So definitely very important. This is another section that I would have moved up farther up. So instead of having it way down here, I'm gonna move it up and just move kind of like the gallery. I would have probably just made it the second section. Boom. Why? Because this is the part that's going to have the best connection with potential clients. Then I may have some information like the welcome that they have right below that, and then have the reviews right below that, and then keep the website going from there. Right here, so gift certificate. Once again, as you can see, this is actually, it's not a bad section. It's just that with all the things that are happening in the back, if you came in here and you started trying to read, it's just too distracting. So they're distracting you from what they actually want you to know, from the information that they want you to basically take in. And so it's just a big no-no. Like, make it a still image, or if you're gonna have things moving around, make it only move around on one side, and then on the side that has the text, make sure that nothing is distracting from it, so that people can easily read. And so you can order the certificate. So once again, here they have another call to action. So that's 2 calls to action, but they're like way down here. And in the other one, it was like, I believe it was like section, the 3rd or 4th section. So they do have calls to action. It's just that they don't have them in the right places. Now, our team founder. So I guess the image at the top is of the business owner, and I'm assuming she's an instructor. And then meet the boss. Now, this is definitely a nice touch. I have the dog, so she's the boss. Very nice, very nice. Very, very nice. Let me see if you click here. Okay, so this right here, this is like a neat little feature, but most people aren't going to know that this plus sign means that they can click on it. So if you're going to have a feature like this where it's interactive, make it very obvious. Yes, some people will know, like me, to come to this plus sign and see what happens, but most people won't. So if we hit the plus sign, this right here is kind of hard to read because of the contrast between the gray and the white. It's easy to read if I did this, but right there, it's hard to read. And these are things that are just too distracting. They make people want to go somewhere else, because nobody has the time to literally have a hard time trying to figure out your content, the information that you have on your website. So most people are just gonna hit the back button and then they'll go to another website that they can better understand. So right here, when the main thing that I'm doing, I'm making this obvious that it's for people to click on the plus sign, and then I'm changing the contrast between the text, which is white, and the gray background, so that it's easy to read. And then here they have contact us, the address. So they have the Google Maps, which goes directly to the map. Just as a side note, I know this is probably being picky, but this, if you're gonna show the actual address, make sure that it's click to map. So the same thing that they did over here, just make it so over here. And that's just gonna make it easy for people. And remember, your website, the whole point of your website is to make people want to interact with your brand, be it by calling you, going to your office in this case, contacting you via email, via chat, or whichever way you show forth on your website. So any direction, any phone number, any contact form, any email, make sure that it's click to call, click to email, click to Google Maps, click to everything. In other words, easy for people to click and get whatever it is that they're clicking on. So in this case, I'm making the address click to call. Click to Google Maps, and then this right here, they have the phone number, and it's underlined, but it's not click to anything. So somebody would actually have to copy the phone number to be able to call. Whereas if it's click to call, they would just click and it'll make the call. Same thing with the email here. Make sure that it's click to email. And then right here, you can also fill out our form. So they do have a form right here. Boom, boom. Sign, message. Okay, good. Then route to us. So they have the address once again over here. Then they have working hours, Monday to Saturday. Okay, so they have it in the military time. And then they have their social media once again, and then this is their logo. Okay, so this website is definitely a nice looking website. It's just that it's not being presented in the best way. And it's also missing out on getting people moving on that sales funnel, because the calls to action are not visible at the top, and they're kind of farther down, and it's just not kind of conducive to, hey, here, this is what I want you to do. I want you to call us. I want you to contact us. I want you to fill out our form. I want you to get the gift card. But show them all of those calls to actions above the fold. Obviously you're not gonna have 20 calls to actions above the fold, but have at least one or two. Say phone number and a book now. Then you can have your form farther down, your gift card, your book, like a consultation or something. But make sure that every little block has some kind of call to action. And lastly, make sure to break down big blocks of text. Make it so that it's easy to read, and make sure that the background does not take away from the text itself. Yes, it's very nice to have things that are moving, things that are interactive, things that just look nice, because it does look beautiful, but it doesn't make it easy for people to read the content that you want them to know about your business. So that's about it for this video. If you guys found anything useful from it, be sure to share it, subscribe to the channel, and like the video. And if you have a website that you'd like me to review, be sure to leave a comment down below. And if you don't like leaving comments in public places such as YouTube, you can come over to my website, uniquewebdesigner.com, and I will do a review just like this one for you, and it's free of charge, so there's no cost involved. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, Unique is out.